So many people drive older vehicles, and the reason why they drive older vehicles, even including myself, is because they're affordable, they're cheap, and they're easy to fix. And another big thing is that they don't make things like they used to. This is my 2004 Chevy Silverado, 175,000 miles. It runs fantastic, and fixing it is cheap and easy. And of course, as I'm making this video, I got a check engine light, but that'll be for another video. The other day I got into a newer car, and what I found was that you need like a bachelor's degree just to operate the radio. It has all these convenience and features and all this nice stuff, and you know, once you go through college and get your bachelor's degree, you could turn your radio on. And the nice thing about these features is that you have Bluetooth, hands-free, navigation, rear view camera, and it's nice because, you know, a lot of good safety features come from that. And then the other thing is too, you get the convenience of being able to use programs like Spotify and stuff like that, so you can really enjoy your tunes. Now on these older vehicles, obviously they didn't have all those fancy features, but today, the way technology is, you can add those features for a relatively reasonable price. So in my truck, I installed this Alpine radio. It's been great. I bought it about 3 or 4 years ago, paid $400 or $500 for it. It's been a little bit. And considering, I mean, this is kind of like the mid-range version of it. I mean, yes, it has Bluetooth and it has Android and Apple and all that type of stuff. But if you spend like $1,000, you get like the really fancy stuff with built-in navigation. But that's a lot of money. Now, in my time owning this radio, it's been great and I've enjoyed it. And I think it's been about 4 years. It's starting to get a little glitchy. I think I kind of banged into the screen a little bit, so I probably do need to replace it. I mean, no fault of the product, just more of me just being clumsy with it. But I don't want to spend another $400 or $500 just to enjoy these fancy features on my vehicle. And then if I really want to get the fancy features, like I said, you got to spend like $1,000. So I'm curious if these radios that you see on Amazon for like a couple of $100 that have all these features are decent. So a company reached out to me, Atoto, I bless the rains down in Africa, whatever they're called. And these are the ones that you see on Amazon and eBay, like I said, for a couple $100. And they have like every bell and whistle that you would want on a radio for affordable price. I don't want to spend $400 or $500 on another Alpine. And yes, that's been a great radio, but I'm really curious how decent these are. So this company sent it to me for review. It's not a paid review, it's just review it, just my opinions on it. And right now they're going for $300 on Amazon. And the thing with it, I was checking the website, there's a whole bunch of discounts that you can apply to it, and then it comes out to $200, which is pretty decent considering the features we have. So in this video, we're gonna open this thing up, go over the features that it has, and see for the price, does it sound good and does it work good? So let's dive in. So this is the Atoto, I'm not even sure if I'm saying this right, Atoto, Atoto, I don't know. It's the model number S8G2C74MS, has 4G and 32 gigs of, I think, built-in memory for storage for your music that you've legally obtained. But anyway, 7-inch Android car stereo audio. Does it have any other features or anything like that? No. Okay. Made in China. There's your QR code for installation and all that type of good stuff. And looking at it, it's supposed to have, I think it's supposed to have like a QLED screen, 7-inch, navigation. I mean, a ton of features. And I mean, you're really getting a lot for the price. But like I said, you know, does it sound good? Does it work good? Does it feel good? So we're gonna see. So these are all our connectors. Yeah, sure. Okay, so I think this is for the SIM card. So if you wanted to add 4G LTE through your carrier, you would pop that in, and then you really don't need your phone for that. So that is an option. USB, and okay, so this is what to install the radio. This is for audio out, and what is this one? Bluetooth, Wi-Fi antenna, RCN, and not really sure what that is. All right, this is the mic, so we can talk to all our people while we're driving and not be distracted. This is really cool. This is our antenna for our GPS. This, I have no idea what it is. Hardware, warranty, and what I like, you get a screen protector. I mean, that's pretty sweet. You know, that way you don't scratch it or mess it up. I like that. This thing is very well packaged, and here's our radio. And you're probably saying, man, this thing is small. I'll tell you what, the Alpine one is the same size. So, I mean, this is like the new standard, but it feels girthy. It doesn't feel cheap. I will say that. And one thing I will give it, this thing is packaged way better when I bought that Alpine one. So kudos to Atoto, Atoto, Hakuna Matata. Pretty nice. All right, let me get to the truck. Let's take this apart. This is not going to be a complete installation of how to install this on your Chevy Silverado 2004 flavor. If you want to see how to install a radio on it, if you want to see how to install a radio on that truck, I do have a separate video for it. But we'll go over the highlights of installing this and anything you need to know. So let's go into the truck and get the radio out. All right, to get started, got to put our truck in first gear. Pop this thing out. Hope my radio doesn't come on and come on. This is the other issue I'm having with this radio, is that it just glitches up a lot. But anyways, pop this out. Lower this. Slide this thing out just like so. Hopefully don't break it and just drop a whole bunch of other things along the way. But we're still good. Now these are 7mm, and if you're going to install this radio, it does not come with the adapter that you'll need. You could get it from a whole bunch of different websites, pretty cheap, not too bad. But because we've installed this radio, we could reuse the adapter. I think I got this on Amazon. I think it's the Metro one or something like that, or Metro card, something New York City, whatever it is called. It's like $20 or $30 maybe. Not terrible. Alright, so we got a bunch of wires we're gonna have to maneuver, but the biggest thing is just pop this out. Just like so. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna pop everything out and then we'll pull what we need. So I'll work on this and we'll be back. Alright, so I spent some time off camera and I got all these things connected together. Very simple, very straightforward. I mean, it's like universal colors, which is pretty nice. Now, yellow goes to the yellow, and for the Chevy truck, you actually have to run a fuse to the, not fuse, but you have to run a wire to the fuse box so you can get accessory ignition. It's red. So I already have it set up from the old one, so we should be good there. And actually there's nothing else we need. Now this blue and white one, that's for the reverse or parking brake. I'm not sure if this radio requires that signal. Probably not, considering that, you know, it's not made here locally, but we'll find out, and if we need it, we'll do what we got to do. Typically with the parking brake, that's so you could create that signal, so you can, you know, play with the radio while driving. I know with the Alpine, if you don't have it in at all, you can't even use the radio while it's in park, so we'll see. But let's get to the truck and let's get this thing installed. So went ahead, installed the radio fully, and it looks great. I mean, it looks real nice in there. The screen is really nice. I believe it's a QLED screen according to the specs on it. And I mean, the sensitivity and the feedback, there's no delays, and it feels really nice. So now when you first install it, you're gonna have those annoying beeps. That's just as simple as going to the settings, device, sound, and then just getting rid of that touch sound so you don't have to hear that beep every time you use it. Now earlier I did say that you can install a SIM card. It does have an adapter for it, but you don't really need that to have dedicated phone service. The great thing about this is that it allows you to use your mobile hotspot so you can have the internet access on this. So as long as your phone is nearby and your hotspot is set up, which you go to WLAN just like so. I have my phone set up, Galaxy A15. And as soon as it sees my phone, I have full internet access. Now, after you set up your phone for that, you need to set up a Google account. If not, it won't let you update the apps. You won't even be able to use the Play Store. I went ahead and set one up, so now I have access to YouTube, if I want to see Mario Maker, which is something I enjoy to watch. You got the Play Store, and the thing about the Play Store is that you can download additional apps. Like if you don't want to use Google Maps, you could download the Woz, and there are other apps and features that you can really dive into. This radio has so many features. I mean, you could probably spend an hour just talking about it, but we're just going to go over the basics and the highlights. Now what I like is I have Pandora and Spotify that's set up, so as soon as I click it, it's ready to go, and I like that just for long trips. Now the radio is pretty nice, and what I like about the radio is that this dial right over here, it makes it so much quicker and easier just to kind of, you know, zoom in on that radio station you might want. So that's pretty nice. You don't see that feature much anymore. And the real surprise, the real shocker for me was that the audio quality on this compared to the Alpine radio I had is way better. It's more rich, it's more full, deeper basses, better trebles, and better customization. So now if you go to, where is it? Equalizer, I think I have it set up in the front. So these are your quick access ones, and if you wanted to change it, all you would do is you would just click on the app that you want, and then you could just drag it over there just like so. I already have the ones that I want. If you want to delete these, just hold these, and then you could just put it in the X button, and that gets rid of it. But going back to what I was talking about, we have the equalizer right over here, and you have so much more customization. I just have it set for the classic. That sounds really good. But you have the loudness feature. If you wanted to, you can adjust just the rears, just the front of your vehicle. Pretty nice. Bass boost, time correction, which I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I'm sure somebody can let me know. Sound field, which I like, is if you just want to put it focused on the driver. That's pretty nice. I mean, a lot of radios have that, but considering that this has it, that's pretty nice. And of course the crossover, so pretty cool features. Now if I did have the steering wheel control options in the module, it does sync to that module, and then you could just configure your buttons as needed for your steering wheel controls. I don't have that, but that might be something I want to look to in the future. You can set up a DVR cam. Like I said, tons of features, and this thing is just, you're not limited to what it can do. Now it does have a lot of apps on it. One thing that it does have is that whole drive chat AI feature, which while you're driving, as you talk, or it kind of listens to you, which I don't like. I think that's just kind of weird, but you can set it up where you can just talk to the radio. It has a built-in microphone right over here, which I like. So if you don't want to use the external microphone for your Bluetooth hands-free for your phone, this works really good. I've been using this, and everybody I talk to says it sounds really good and clear, which I like. So now I don't have to have the Bluetooth, I don't have to have the microphone hanging on the pillar. So that's impressive that that little mic works really good for that. Other than that, there's a lot of great features. Sounds fantastic, looks fantastic. I'm very happy with it, and as I spend more time, I'll be able to customize it and just kind of make it more to my liking. But for the price, there's a lot of bang for the buck, so I'm definitely happy with it. And also the reverse cam, which is just kind of show proof of concept. As you can see, it works. This is just a cheap reverse cam that I have, that I got on Amazon for like 10 bucks. But if you want to, you can go to device, and I think it's general. Where is it at? There you go. You could change the rear camera guideline switch, static reference lines. You can actually configure that a lot more to your liking. So pretty cool. All right, so that's gonna wrap this thing up. Let me give you my final thoughts as far as what I think. For the price that you pay for it, it is fantastic. I mean, this radio goes for about $200 to $300, $200 if they have the discounts available, which they do right now. If the company does have any other discounts or anything like that, I'll definitely post a link below. But you can get this thing for about $200 to $300, and it works just as good, if not better, than most of those radios that you find, those higher end radios, for like $1,200. Amazing sound quality. The fact that you can use a mobile hotspot to have internet access, use all those apps and features, the customization of it, the cool AI chat feature, if that's your thing. I mean, there's really a lot of bang for the buck on this. Now keep this in mind, be careful when using a radio like this. You don't have to do the whole park bypass switch, which is pretty cool, but it can be dangerous. You know, you don't want to be one of those that just get distracted while driving. So use common sense, folks. But for the price, what it has, the sound quality, I'm very happy with this radio. In fact, I will be picking up another one. The company sent this to me for review. I'm actually going to pick up one for myself, for the missus, for her vehicle, because I think that's going to be real nice for the road trip. So awesome radio. Huge shout out to the company for sending it to me. I'll post a link down below where you guys could copy yourself one if you're interested in. Installation is a breeze, and if you're curious on how to install this radio on your Chevy truck, I'll post a link to a video I did of installing that Alpine radio. So with all that being said, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna hit the road and enjoy the tunes.